BEERUN, beer run. BEERUN, beer run. All we need is a 10 and a 5, or a car and a key and a sober driver. BEERUN, beer run.
Guys, Friday. Normally it's a special day, so I picked what I'm hoping is going to be a special beer. This one is something that Heffy67 sent me. Harviestoun OLA DUBH, their Special 16 Reserve. Now, the beer itself is not 16 years old or anything like that. It was aged for up to 6 months in whiskey casks, and that whiskey that was in there was aged for 16 years. This is a brewery. Harviestoun Brewery is from Scotland, so this one I guess is going to go out to Jerry, Blue Thunder 40, and Stripey McCatpuss. Look at that. Comes with a free cupcake tin unless you screw it up. Like I said, it has a tassel, so it has to be damn good. A more unique bottle cap, if the camera will play along. And I'm going to open this one with the 50 cal round. You know, and I was going to pour it in a beer glass, but I thought it was kind of special, and I was feeling, you know, in the mood. No, not that mood. Let's take a look at it. Not a ton of carbonation. Thin head there. You can smell that from here. And as you can see, it is definitely jet black. What else, Steve, have we seen that's jet black? Okay, here we go. Wow. Man, that's good. I'm not noticing the whiskey as much as I have on some of the other ones that have been, you know, that have sat in their bottles with the whiskey, like for instance the Dragon's Milk. I almost stopped to pick myself up one of those. Still could, but it's a very deep, thick, roasty malts, and almost a subtle, like black licorice. Very subtle. I would say there's some deep dark chocolate in there. Maybe some of the darker fruits. Has almost has a subtle cherry smell to it, but mouthfeel. It initially for the characteristic, almost would call it light, but if you were to wait a second more, it actually feels like it sort of thickens up in there. So I would say that it's got a medium to, like a, is there such thing as a light heavy kind of a mouthfeel to it. If anything, it maybe it doesn't have as heavy kind of hitting pronounced flavors as I thought it would for something, aged 6 months and sitting there soaking in whiskey barrels. But it is very good. But it's very complex. It's like it sort of changes throughout the experience. I'm not even gonna say it. Yeah, this is another one that I'd throw in that category of a treat. I could be wrong, but the fact that it comes tasseled up and all that, and it's probably on the I would say the upper end of price for something in this size. Seeing if don't really smell it, but it does have along with those kind of earthy roasted malts, you get some smoke in there. 8% by volume. Not really noticing that at all, actually. Carbonation, it could probably use just a wee pinch more than it has, but yeah, that is good. Harviestoun. Be interested, Stripey, have you had this? It's got like all the personal information and everything on there. That's kind of cool. Bottle number 2341. And it went in the bottle August of 2012. So I don't know if this is one of those things that if you actually just kind of were willing to sit on it a while, if it would improve or not. But yeah. After having it here a little bit, it's I would say that initially, like I said, just you notice the whiskey a little bit, not nearly as much as I honestly thought I was going to. A little bit of that licorice, and then you kind of are getting a blend of maybe a light chocolate and maybe coffee in there. But I think I'm really picking up on the roasted malts. Just almost seems like once you get past that initial initial time, in the middle, you're kind of noticing, you know, maybe a dark, like I said, the darker fruit, but you know, a little bit of a cherry flavor to it. It's not it's just not real standout-ish on any one particular thing. Like I said, it's kind of like a little little beer show that goes on. You know, you kind of get the initial thought, we're thinking, oh, this is going to be kind of licorice, and I'm not really a huge fan of black licorice, but before that even has a chance to take hold, it gets more like some dark chocolate, and then you notice those heavy, kind of earthy roasted malts. Subtle on the very subtle on the whiskey, and then a very slight cherry, and then it's hard to tell, kind of a, you know, the chocolate, and you know, maybe just a little bit of coffee in there. And then it's pretty much gone, and what's left behind is just kind of a combination of the roasted malts and like smoke, like good, you know, not like you just tripped and fell in the campfire, you know, nothing like that. Like you're going, that's my eyebrows. Yeah, this would be one of those things that you pop open. It's like the first one, kind of a special occasion. Have after dinner with some good friends that maybe would enjoy something like this with you. You know, enjoying a nice day with a big cigar, or just a little quality time by yourself. Not like the quality time that Pete would be by himself. You know, he'd pretty much get the beer, you know, spilt all over the place. Oh, but I don't even know why I'm knocking on him. You know, it's, you know, hooking me up, getting me started on reloading. Hell yeah. I don't even shoot the round that he sent. What an ass. Oh, there I am, sounding ungrateful that I got one 380 shell, and actually, technically, I do have a 380 on hand, but we're not even going to talk about that. Oh yeah, yeah, that's really good. And yeah, I just walk through the door. So, gotta get to some comments. Okay. Harviestoun OLA DUBH Special 16. On the E scale, I think I'm gonna give this a 9. And for what it is, it's really good. I mean, don't get me wrong, but for kind of, you know, just for the tassel alone, you know, I just thought it would be, you know, just more, you know, it's like more of the whiskey, more of the roasted malts, more of the smoke, you know, just kind of like pick it all up a notch. And I know in their series they have a 12, the 16, I think there was a 21 or something like that in there. So I don't know if I know with the 16 it's supposed to have a heavier whiskey kind of notes than with the 12, but I think that's the one thing I'm, you know, kind of in the back of your throat after, like, you know, in the time since I had the last sip there. Maybe you kind of notice the whiskey just a little bit, but it's another one of those thinking about it things, you know, thinking that it's supposed to be heavy on the whiskey. But yeah, I'm sticking with a 9, and like I said, I would have definitely oh yeah, 12, 16, 18 whiskey notes. See, that's what I get if I would have opened this, you know, prior to drinking the whole damn bottle. It's definitely worth a try. I would definitely have it again. Like I said, I just one of those things, you know, looking for something like really, really special. I would have liked to have just seen just all of the notes, just a little bit zippier in there. So, but Heffy, this is good. But there's a shock that you told me that I would probably like the other even more Jesus more than that, and you're right. Okay. Let's see. Tomorrow, Saturday. Why don't we? Still got a couple. It's all Christmassy. It's like coming back around for some of that. Let us. Let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny. Let's take a look at that one tomorrow. Wine and Stuffer. The Dark. Let us take a look at this and see how this compares with the Vitus. So that's what we're going to look at tomorrow. Something from New York Half-Ass Prepper. Hopefully I pronounced something wrong so it gives him something, you know, extra to do. And since I started off on something that was dark and full-bodied, I'm gonna keep the party rolling. Yep. 6.3 bean. So, cheers, guys. I don't listening to politics all day today. Not really much new was really learned, other than I think Bonnier is just not suited for the job. If I wanted someone to roll over and stick their feet in the air, I would just get Shelby down here. At this point in time, we need people that are gonna stand firm and stop acting like this is all just a little joke, because it's all of our futures and our children's futures and their children's futures. Because at this point in time, not to sound all doom and gloom, but I just don't see, at least with the amount of with the group that's in right now, I just don't see anybody pulling us back from where we're at. We can't even afford to pay the interest on our debt. How in the hell are we ever going to pay it down? And the fact that I don't remember if it was a university out of California that said that our debt is more like 40 trillion right now, if you honestly were to roll everything together, and in 8 years it'll be unimaginable. So just need to Wonder who the hell that is. Just need to stay on top of supporting the people that are staying the course. And the fact that what really worries me is the last thing I want is another Democrat, because it seems like the only thing that they care about is being Santa Claus. And it's really hard to fight against Santa Claus. And that's all that the Democrat Party has turned into. Vote for us and we'll give you. Well, that shit has to come from somebody, and it's coming from the rest of us. And I don't want to give anymore. If you're looking for something that isn't gonna let you down when it comes to full flavor, 3-bean. 3-bean is a knockout punch waiting to happen. Okay. Well, I don't want to have this go too long. I didn't really learn anything new politically today, other than our leaders pretty much all suck ass, and the fact that like McCain and some of those losers, which I believe are just Democrats hiding in the Republican Party, are too busy agreeing with the Democrats and fighting people like Ted Cruz and belittling them. It's just more power, as far as I'm concerned, for people like Ted Cruz, Rand Paul, and those guys that want to keep standing up for the fight. I disagree with people that say just let it all happen because it'll all fall. Well, it's going to cost us way too much in the long run. I say hold out and gut that son of a bitch right now. Tear it out of there. You listen to economists and people in the healthcare industry that don't necessarily, I realize that everyone probably has a D or an R, but you know, when you get like the just down to the brass tacks of it, we're screwed. If this thing is fully implemented, we're screwed. We're probably screwed anyway, which that's why me and a lot of my very close friends are you know, starting to take measures for what I personally believe is going to happen. You know, I have one of my children still at home, and she could easily move out anytime she wants, and I believe that we're going to need to stay together as a family to have any chance of surviving the outcome of Obamacare. And that's a sad thing. It's a very sad thing. And like I say, I hate to be a doom and gloomer on a Friday, but if we don't change the course, our country as we know it is going to be lost. And I personally refuse to let it happen as long as I am maintaining a heartbeat. Which is why I stand here and drink and bitch to you guys. You know, try to do as much as I can. You know, writing letters, getting the word out, something like this. Maybe one person stumbles across this and goes, you know, that actually makes sense. I don't know. It actually makes me feel good when stuff like that happens, you know, regardless if it's politics or gun-related stuff. I had a guy the other day bought a Glock and was having problems with it, and it didn't even feel right out of the box, brand new. And he just happened to watch my Ghost Trigger, the Ghost Connector video, and that just because it came out of the package, which even from Glock perfection, that he ended up disassembling it and played around with the disconnect like I showed in the video, and got it running 100%. And that's the kind of stuff that makes me feel good. you know. So hopefully, politically, you know, one person sees this and takes action. You know, write your senators, stay on them, make the phone calls, do what we need to let the ones know that are already on the right track to stay on it, and the ones that are wavering, push them back onto the track. I fear, though, the worst. As far as I'm concerned, we have a one party. It's them. There's no R or D, it's just a T now. Them and us. That's why I believe one of the more important things is term limits. Like 2 or 3 terms, and you're done. Because you get pieces of shit like Harry Reid walking around with that stick so far up his ass that when he bends over, it smells like Obama. They have lost a complete objective goal of what this country is and what it means and what our founding fathers based it on. And they just need to go. Step aside. You guys are all scared and acting like little babies because someone like Ted Cruz was willing to step up and go to bat where the rest of you assholes couldn't do it. And now the best you can do is infight? I'm sorry, but if I was in there for as long as some of them, and someone like Ted Cruz was able to come along and actually have the balls to do what he's doing, I'd be with him. I'd be right there with him. Okay, enough of this shit. Now I'm pissed. I'm going to finish my 3-bean. And then after this, I think I'm going to have a Samuel Adams. And then after that, I think I'm going to have about 20 or 30 righteous ales. So, you guys, we will see you tomorrow. Cheers, my friends. Have a good night.